Hello, so welcome. This short video is going to give you a quick introduction to this book called the Holy Bible, and it's going to give you an opportunity to begin a one-year Bible study starting January 1st. And I'll tell you why I'm doing it now. There's two reasons. The first reason is Christmas. It's that time of year when everybody starts talking about family and holidays, and there begins to have this conversation about Jesus Christ and this character who Christmas is based off of. Now, I get it. Not everybody has the same view, but of all the times to read the Bible, the most common is currently Christmas. Easter is also a popular time, but not as much as Christmas. So you might see this book in the next week or so, and I wanted to give you a little more introduction to it and maybe give you an opportunity to get to know it a little better. The other one is New Year's. So starting off the new year, I hope that you had a blessed 2019, and I wish you a prosperous 2020. Yet that's not the case for everybody. Some people had a terrible year in 2019, and they're just trying to get by. And wherever you're at, whether you're at a great place in your life or you're really struggling, this book has something to offer for everyone. And I'm going to show you, the purpose I'm going to share is that I'm doing this one-year Bible study. And the best way to learn the material is to share the material. So I'm doing this study, and then each year I'm going to share a video. My hopes is that those of you watching it will get some value from it and some understanding and appreciate the message. And the best case is that I would like you guys to join me. I would provide the invitation for you to join regardless of where you're at. So a little bit about me is that I've been a Christian my entire life. I've been exposed to the Bible, but the majority of my life, my Bible looked like that one I just showed you on the picture. It was covered in dust, and I didn't understand much about it. I'd often refer to it as the good book, and I figured that people that read the Bible were good, and it was about good people doing good stuff. And then for the last 3 years, I've read the Bible from cover to cover through this study plan, and I find out there's a lot of bad people in the Bible. There's a whole mix of good and bad and light and dark in this polarity. And it's a really fascinating book. Whether you choose to believe whatever your faith is, there's tremendous value to understanding this book because it's so interwoven into humanity. And there's so much depth to it. It's the most best-selling book of all time. And so if nothing else, it can really give you a great understanding of this great piece of literature. On the best case scenario is that it can transform your life, get you in this great connection with God, and help you to just live your best life possible. I'm not going to say that it's going to guarantee that you get this big house and a fancy car and your life's going to work out great, but hopefully many people who read the Bible get a better depth and appreciation of life, and also in those hard parts of life, they find hope and inspiration to get through that easier. And about me, so I guess about me is that I don't claim to be, I've never gone through seminary, so I'm not a formal pastor. My credentials is that I'm a sinner and I've screwed up a lot of things that are in this book that they tell you not to do. But then I've also, I've been a seeker for these last 3 years. And for the last 3 years, I've gone through this program, and I'll share it with you real quick. So this is the Bible Project, and I think it's really helpful. They've got the videos. They explain what it's about. And what I like about this is that the Bible is it has a lot of depth to it. And if you don't understand the context of each of the books, it can get kind of overwhelming. It can get confusing. Many people will start to read the Bible, and then they'll get up to like Leviticus or some of these books that are more complex with laws and rules, and they get bored and they get sick of it. They get tired of it, so they just stop reading. This does a really good job of explaining each individual book, and then it also has all these different themes, this word study, and it brings us, it brings an art, and it also brings a color to the book. So instead of it being something that many people might consider to just be a boring thing to sit down and read the whole thing, it really makes it a fascinating experience, and it's something that I look forward to doing every morning. The one-year Bible study is here, so if you're looking to do it, you would scroll down. The page is thebibleproject.com. And you would scroll down to this part here that says read the Bible in 1 year. Right here you would download the reading plan. And this is what the reading plan looks like. So this is week 1. The other nice part about this is there's also an app that you can download. So if you go to the App Store, you type in the Bible Project, it'll come up, and there's an app where you can do the same thing. For me, I print out this plan, and then I keep it in my Bible because it's easier for me to track it, and each day I just cross off when I do it. There's days when I miss, and I just end up catching up. But as you see, this is week 1, and you start in Genesis, and you start by reading chapters 1 through 3. There's a psalm that you read every day, and then there's a video that they give you. There's these videos that kind of give you the whole overview of the book that's in the Bible. The Bible consists of 66 individual books that are all tied into the one book, the Holy Bible, and they all follow one theme. But each book has an overview to it. And then there's also some of these themes that it touches on. So it really brings the Bible into color, and I really like the way that it does this. So summary, you start off in Genesis, and then you go through these different parts of the Bible here. And there's a video for each of these. And so it's 52 weeks. There's 52 weeks in a year. You go into the Promised Land. There's the rise and fall of Israel's kingdom. There's the prophets before the exile, the wisdom of Israel. You have the prophets during the exile, which is the exile where they went into Babylon. Then you have the prophets after the exile, the story so far, Jesus in the kingdom. So if you don't know, basically, I'm just going to give you a quick basic breakdown. There's the Old Testament, which is the start of creation. The first 5 books are written by Moses. And then there is the formation of the nation of Israel and the Jewish people and their connection with God and how God created this covenant with them. They went to Egypt and prospered, but then they started to thrive, and Pharaoh started enslaving them. And then so they ended up, God pulled them out of Egypt, and he promised them this great land overflowing with milk and honey. But they kept sinning, and they kept messing it up. And so it took them 40 years of going through the wilderness till they got there. They get to the Promised Land here, and then it's great for a while, but then they start having all these social and political problems and this rebellion against God, and then this return to God. And it's really just a great summary of the things that work and the things that don't. So there's the story so far, and then there's one other. So if you want to do this, January 1st, I'm going to start doing this. Again, this is where you find it, thebibleproject.com, and you just download it here, or you could join it by email, or you could download the app. There's one other reference I want to give you in case reading the Bible cover to cover, maybe it's a little too much for you. So here's another reference that you could use. This is called the Bible from 30,000 Feet by Skip Heitzig. I'll tell you what I like about this is the metaphor of this is that you're in an airplane and you're flying over the whole Bible, and it just gives a real quick summary of each of the books, but there's also a lot of depth to what he shares. It's deep, but it's high up. So you're not reading verse by verse, but you get an overview of each book. And so what I'm going to do is I have this book, and I'm also going to do the Bible Project. What it takes, it's going to be about 15 minutes every morning to sit down and to read and do this study. And then I'm sharing this as a way to kind of deepen my understanding and share this great message, and hopefully you'll benefit from it. So that's it. Thanks for watching. So again, the 2 references. This one's the Bible from 30,000 Feet. It's a great, simple overview. If you want to just start there, it's a great way to do it. Or we have the 1-year reading plan through the Bible Project. Thanks for watching, and next week I'll give you one more summary, and then starting January 1st, the first week in January, I'm going to give a new video on Genesis. Thank you again for watching, and